Well, hello again, and for the final time. A couple of things I want to say about your special occasion speeches and about the class in general. At this point, there are 60 points left to get in this class. And that 60 points is 20 points on the exam number 5 and 40 points on discussion board. Some of you will be disappointed with the final grade you get in this class because of the points that you have left on the table, either by not following directions or not participating at all. And those points could have made a difference in your grade in this class. We'll just leave it at that. So when you look at the final grade numbers and you look at the numbers and what grade they equal, then go back and look at how many points you left on the table out of the points that were available. The other thing I want to say is that I was both elated and extremely disappointed with your final speeches. And I hate using a broad paintbrush when talking about something like that because obviously some of you have improved throughout this course. But I found myself looking at speeches that had the same errors, the same content problems that we talked about on day 1 in this class, and that we talked about in each of these video critiques that I've made. And I warned you last time that if you came up with the same kinds of mistakes, you wouldn't do well. And some of you didn't. I will say that we had a couple of really, really fine speeches, but overall, I was disappointed because of it looked at times like you just threw this one together and you didn't really care very much about what had happened. You just, I guess, glad that the class is almost over. So let's get started. Gabrielle, very nice appearance. You still have bad audio that is terribly out of sync. We've talked about that time after time. You're reading with very little eye contact, and yes, it was a manuscript speech, but you still need to have some eye contact from the manuscript speech. There was nothing conversational about this speech, and you cut off in mid-sentence at the very end. Next up is Wildcat. Nice appearance. Slow down. Boy, I keep saying that throughout speeches. Make it clear at the start exactly what your topic is. And also, it wasn't clear for quite some time who you were talking about, what the topic was. You did have some interesting source citation there, which wasn't terribly necessary, but you did include sources and you did cite them, so well done. Next up is Pants. Nice appearance and smile. Key. Boy, if you look like you're at ease, that's good. You had good eye contact. You need to slow down a bit. And your manuscript was not formatted according to the standards that a manuscript should be. All right. Next up is Voto. V-O-T-T-O. This was short by a bit. You didn't hit the time. You had a nice style. Everything was done well, except no manuscript. So go figure. You have nice storytelling capability. I have a situation where I want to know, is this a real person? And you use the term about an orphanage, and my question is this something in the USA? Or is this something that you're making up because there aren't very many orphanages left in the USA? All right, and the big thing on that one was no manuscript. Next up is Pacers. No manuscript. Eye contact was good, but you lose your flow at times. You have good use of the visual. You have the last 15 seconds before it was clear. Okay, You went at least 15 seconds before it was clear that you were talking. Hang on, let me do this again. I'll try this one more time. It was the last 15 seconds of your speech before it was clear you were talking about your college and not yourself. That was a little bit too late into the speech. Next up is circle. And circle, you had too tight a shot, not the right composition. You were hard to understand at times. There is no flow, and it's a very vague story. If I didn't read the transcript that you provided, I would not have been able to follow your speech at all. It just didn't make it. Next up is Pop-Tart. You have the wrong format for your manuscript. You have the wrong shot. You're shooting up. You're shooting into a light. I can't understand what you were saying at times. You didn't know what GNCC meant. If you use it in your speech, you've got to know what it means. There's no vocal variety, no visual aid needed, but you didn't send it either. You have not a high enough quality or consistent enough quality for this to be a final speech. Next up is Hoosier. Hoosier, you have a good shot, very good opening. I want to emphasize that, very good opening. Sharp storytelling skills. Solid, you conveyed emotion. This was very well done. It was excellent in every way and just about as good a speech as you can do. Next up is Heat. And Heat, it was just pure difficult to understand you at times. And, you know, there are a lot of things that we can let go in a speech, but we can't go your ability to tell a story clearly that can be understood. Next up is Snoop. And Snoop, this was very, very short. And you don't want to be talking while moving into the shot. So don't start your speech until you're in position. Take a deep breath, ready, and go. Stand still, and no manuscript. I don't know why you folks don't think you should send a manuscript. Next up is Boombox. Slow down. Don't touch your hair while you're speaking. Don't get lost in your own speech. This is really not a special occasion speech. It's an informational speech. And the name was not Norma Jean Monroe. It was Mortensen. You can look it up. All right, and you got lost too much in your own speech. Next up is Danny, D-A-N-Y. Good appearance, very well done, great shot composition. This, again, was a compelling speech. It's an excellent example of a special occasion speech, and again, as good as you can get. I mean, when you can show this kind of improvement as you go and do solid speeches throughout, and then finish it all off with this speech, very, very well done, and your grade reflects that. Coffee is up next. Well done. Good presentation. You need a little bit more on her. Is she still alive? Is she a professional photographer? Is she gay? You brought that up. You didn't answer some of the questions people might have, so you want to try to follow through on all of that. But overall, nice job. Next up is Irish. Great appearance and a nice smile. Again, that smile does a lot. This is very well done. Clearly your best yet. A solid speech, and again, one of those that is as good as it gets. And then finally, we've got Aquaman. And Aquaman, you get rid of the glasses on your forehead. It's not one of the things we ever want to see in a speech. You're just not taking this seriously enough. You have the wrong shot big time. It's not anywhere close to the shot we told you you needed to have throughout this course. You were supposed to read this speech. you didn't and you were off your script quite often. I was reading along on your manuscript, and I can tell you that you ad-lib stuff in there that wasn't in your speech. You have the wrong look, and the whole thing looks like it was thrown together. All right, now let's review for a second. Many of you have come a very long way in this course, and some of you have shown no improvement. I hate to include both groups in the comments because it, in a sense, denigrates the quality of what some of you have produced in this class. On the other hand, what we want to try to get you to understand is this is not, no college class is a class to blow off and just say, well, I don't need to really try very hard on this one. I'll just phone it in, so to speak. It doesn't work, and you can't do that anywhere in college. I'm a pretty lenient guy, and I've gotten by with going along with a number of you on some things, but you know, some of the things that have happened this semester are going to make it a lot harder for your fellow students in the semesters to come, because I feel like I got abused by some of you in terms of trying to be nice, but you not learning from what I said. So as we said, we've got 60 points yet to get in this class. Make sure that you get everything turned in and turned in on time. And then finally, when we started this class, we said that the job that we have here as a teacher and a student is not to turn you into a keynote speaker at some big national meeting someplace. What we do want to turn you into is the kind of person, in spite of how nervous you may get when you have to speak in front of a group, that if you had to go to a school board meeting on behalf of your child, or to a city or a county council meeting on behalf of yourself, you would not be so terrified of speaking in public that you would not take advantage of the opportunity to make your presentation. Many of you have shown that you can overcome your fear and phobias about speaking, and have done a very good job. Many of you are quite good storytellers and kind of people that I'd like to listen to when you talk. So my congratulations to all of you for getting through the course. Everyone in the class, it would appear, will actually pass the course with a D or better. And so a number of you will get into the B range and higher. And so congratulations to you on that. My best to you in your future pursuits at Ivy Tech or whatever college you may go on to. And thank you for sharing your time with me in this class. And hope you do very, very well on all of your classes in your future in college. You have a great one, and maybe our paths will cross. If we ever see each other in a hallway, be sure to let me know you were the person on the videos, because until you see you in 3 dimensions, it's kind of hard to pick you out of a crowd. You have a great one, and we'll talk to you, I hope, at some point in the future.